Alright, disclaimer. I'm sure you guys read the title. WPForms is not a bad plugin. It is great. But there seems to be something better in the market for free. Well, it has been in the market for a while, but recently they've come up with something phenomenal which changes the game forever. And I'll tell you all about it. The WordPress Forms plugin that I'm talking about is Everest Forms. And in their recent release, 15 of their premium plugins are now available to everyone for free. And the main selling point is not even just that. I'll get to that in a bit. Fields like image upload, date time, country, file upload, hidden field, custom HTML, section title, divider, address, rating, privacy policy, and for captchas, Google Captcha, Edge Captcha, and Cloudflare Turnstile. All these fields that I just mentioned are available only in the premium version of the WPForms. But all these fields are now available for free within Everest Forms. And some of these fields like file upload, image upload, quite frankly, they are very useful, and the fact that they're available for free, it's just lovely. So now you might kind of see why I titled the video what I titled it. WPForms is a great plugin with over 6 million active installations. They've been in the game for a while. But in this crowd, plugins like Everest Forms that are offering way more are simply swept under the rug. Like, this is a no-brainer. I get so much for free, and all the things that WPForms has in its premium version, Everest Forms has them too. Now granted, there may be a few things better within WPForms and there may be a few things better within Everest Forms, but you know, the next thing that I'm about to tell you is what's really going to sell Everest Forms for you. So suppose you use any of these plugins, right? You want to upgrade to the premium version in the future, then WPForms has 4 different plans. 4 different premium plans that, kind of get confusing because some of the lower tier plans don't have all the access and some of the higher tier plans come with unlimited licenses, which quite frankly, if you are a single user, might not be that useful for you. So, it can get quite confusing and limiting. While Everest Forms, it only has a single pro version. So you have a free version and a pro version that has everything. Now, suppose you are an agency and you want to buy an unlimited site license for either of these plugins, then if we compare WPForms' Elite plan to Everest Forms agency plan, which is basically just the pro version, but you have unlimited site license, then we find a difference of total whopping $200. That is just crazy. So it might be important that you consider switching if you're an agency. And technical support wise, Everest Forms has a pretty good support. Any issues, they'll assist you with it. Now, if you are considering switching, then there's this handy feature within Everest Forms called the Form Migrator. So suppose you're using WPForms or you're using Contact Form 7, then you can easily migrate all your existing forms into Everest Forms, and you can have additional fields that are available for free within Everest Forms. You're pretty much set. There will be no hassle. Now, speaking of the front end and the user experience of these plugins, and I'm trying to be very unbiased here, I kind of prefer Everest Forms over WPForms. The UI for WPForms, it just seems kind of dated. While Everest Forms, it kind of feels more sleek and modern. Now, using both these plugins, it's pretty easy to use. Now it's the standard create your form. You get all the features like conditional logic. You can customize the field's look and simply paste your field on your page and you're good to go. Set up your emails maybe. It's the standard generic process that you have to follow with every other Forms plugin. So I don't have any particular things I want to point out on either of these plugins. They both are pretty easy to use, but look wise, I prefer Everest Forms. Now, since I've talked so much about Everest Forms, I'll show you what the plugin kind of looks like, give you a feel for it. So let's go to our computer screen. Alright, so here I have a new test site ready. The general process of installing any plugin within WordPress. Go to plugins, add new, then search for Everest Forms, click on enter. You can see this right here with over 100,000 active installations. Simply install this, then activate. Now once activated, you'll be redirected to Everest Forms dashboard. Alright, so now you don't have to set up anything. You can simply go into all forms first and you can see there's a default contact form that Everest Forms kind of gives you. Now you can simply add a few fields if you want to, and if it's just fine for a contact form, then you can simply you copy the short code, then you can simply use this form on any of your pages. And if you want to create a new form, then you can simply go into add new. You can start from any of their templates or you can start from scratch. Give your form a name, and then you can design your own custom form however you wish. You can drag your fields right here. And this is what I was talking about. The UI just feels more modern, more sleek, and I honestly enjoy the UI. You can drag the blocks that you want to, maybe website URL. Image upload is available for free. You can also add custom HTML, which is amazing. And within all these fields, you have advanced options. You can assign CSS classes, and if you use the premium version, you also have conditional logic. Everything that you have within WPForms, you'll also get in here. here. So feature wise, you'll find no complaints whatsoever. Once done creating your form, you can click on save changes. You can customize them however you want, by the way. If you get the premium version, you have style customizer, which gives you a dedicated customizer for your forms. But yeah, besides that, you can easily use CSS if you know how to. If you don't want to, it's just basic forms, so it should be just fine. Alright, so for now, I'm going to use this contact form right here, and I'll show you how this thing works. So once you have your form ready, you can either use your short code, or Everest Forms has its own Gutenberg block. I recommend you use the Gutenberg block instead of the short code, because using the Gutenberg block, you can actually see what the form kind of looks like within your page editor. But before we do that, before our form is completely functional, we'll have to go into settings, and here within email, we'll have to set up our email if you want email notifications, or else you'll have your entries stored within the entries tab right here. So whatever entry comes through within contact forms, you can filter it, and all the entries will be shown right here. Since this is a new form, we don't have any entries. So if you want to set up your email, first things first, what you can do is you can go into Everest Forms settings. Within email, you can choose the kind of template you want, and also you can enable copies. Suppose you want to enable the use of carbon copy or blind carbon copy email addresses, you can do that. And I'd urge you first to send out a test email. So you can type in your email, you can send a test email. So once the email goes through, what you can do is simply go into the form that you want to set up the emails for, edit that form, go into settings, email, type in the to address, the from name, from address, and if the user replies, then where it will go, given your subject and given the content, and type in your email message as well. And you can use smart tags, like if you want to display all the fields, then you can use all fields, which displays what the user has filled out. You can set up different emails, like if you want an admin notification, you can have that. If you want to add a user email, you can do that as well. Simply click on OK, and then the same ordeal, to name, from address, if replied, where you want the replies to go, give it a subject. You can use other smart tags as well, which if you click right here, you'll see all the different smart tags. So yeah, pretty easy to use, pretty standard procedure. And yeah, this plugin has active support. It has its own documentation site as well, teaching you how to use every other feature within this plugin. And it has a lot of features. And if you use the pro version, you get all these different add-ons and integrations, and quite frankly, you'll be future-proof if you get this plugin as well. And yeah, one last thing, I almost forgot how to display the form within any of your pages. Simply add a new page, I'll title this home for now. So here what you can do is you can open up your blocks drawer, and right here you have your Everest Forms block, which you can drag and drop it into your page, and then you can select your form. Or alternatively, if you want to use the short code, then you can simply go into Everest Forms, all forms, and then whichever form you want to use, you'll have its short code right here. You can copy the short code and then add a shortcode block and then paste it in like so. Once that is done, update, and now on the front end you should see your form. Voila, there you go. So pretty simple stuff. That's how I use Everest Forms. Back to the camera. So there you go. That's the entire process of creating forms within Everest Forms. And yeah, I honestly recommend you use Everest Forms because you get so much for free, and there's also options to scale further for the premium version. And suppose you're already using Everest Forms, or you want to buy the premium version for Everest Forms for some features, then I'll have a talk with the team, and if possible I'll get a discount code, which I'll put down in the description below, so go check that out as well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below for Everest Forms, WPForms, or whatever else you want to say. If you're new, I urge you to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again very soon.